You're watching the Divine Oracle Podcast with your host, Gypsy Lady Eva and Brother Chris.
In the silent, icy grip of winter's darkest nights, when the world is hushed and expectant, the ancient echo of chains and the whisper of shaggy felts creep through the alpine snows. The unwary who scoff at old tales find themselves facing the abyss of forgotten fears.
And good day, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a better week than I have had so far. And Gypsy Lady, how has your week been so far?
My week has been busy. We've had different people stop by and that sort of thing, but nothing dramatic. Not like you.
No. For those that are tuning in right now, actually, I need Podbean or even here on YouTube. I'll just let you know, my father, he did pass away. He did pass away on Krampus Day, which deals with sort of today's subject, but he did pass away on Krampus Day, and he had level 7 of dementia. I lost my mother back in February, for those that have been long loyal listeners, and then just my father on the 5th of December. On the way back, though, I turned around to Trevor, which is the host of Haunted Live Podcast, my husband, and I said, I got to start doing something. And starting actually as of yesterday, like last night, I've been starting to raise funds. So if you go underneath hauntedlivepodcast.com's website, go underneath the area of Divine Oracle Podcast, which is us here, you will see actually a link to there, and it's going to CHMA, which is Canadian Mental Health Association. Please donate funds. It's going for a great cause. The reason was because dementia does affect the brain. They say, though, that 2 or 3 adults, actually out of 10, do get the illness. And thank goodness that your mom didn't get it yet, which is so good.
Well, like in our family, we have long lives, and we live it to the fullest.
Yeah.
And other members who have reached into their 90s have never, old age, you begin to get a little forgetful. That's okay.
Yes.
But not the dementia stuff.
No. Dementia, though, is actually one of the top killers actually out there with a lot of seniors.
Well, the problem or the thing that gets me about dementia is it doesn't just affect the person who has it, it affects everyone.
It does.
All around them. And it is a very sad situation.
Yeah.
And
it's like
unfortunately, we still don't know enough to do that much about it.
No, we don't. And wish that there was a lot more research. That's why I'm actually encouraging you guys to go underneath Haunted Live Podcast, click underneath Divine Oracle, underneath our page there, and you'll see a button actually on that page. It was launched today, and help donate. I wish I had a thing for the States, but unfortunately, I don't have anything for the States except for.
I'll find you one.
Thanks very much, love.
There are so many things that you can donate to. I know there's the Alzheimer's Association, and in fact, there's several that you can. Also, local hospice programs that deal with dementia and Alzheimer's can also help you make donations.
Yes. What's Mom saying in the background?
She's calling the cat in. The cat's out on the porch. Hi, sweetie.
It's like
freeze her tail off.
Well, how has the snow been over there in Michigan? I know, though, that the other side of Michigan got it pretty bad.
Well, here, it's a nice little covering. You can still see in different parts, you can see the grass peeking through. But, in fact, the sun is shining right now. All morning it's been pretty... Did she come in? No. It's been gray and gloomy all morning, but now the sun is kind of shining through, and it's like, yes. And we did not get the big snow that they were forecasting, but it is damn awful cold out there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what is it actually within Fahrenheit over there by any chance? Because I'll let you know what it is over here in Canada for Southern Ontario.
Just a second. Let me get it back up. Right now it is 35 degrees, windy with a wind chill of I say it is dang awful cold out there.
Yes, yes. It's like no, over here it's actually -3 over here.
Ooh,
Right?
that's cold too.
Yes, yes. So that's what the temperature is altogether.
Now, wait a minute. It's all relative because if you were living on Jupiter, it would be much colder.
Yes, that is so true. So
even Mars would be much colder.
Yeah, it's like us. But we'll be right back, and we'll get into today's talk. We're going to be looking at Krampus, the legend actually of him, where he came from, and a lot more. So tune right in, and we'll be right back.
The Rock Spa. Wonderful location to check out. Check out their website at therockspa.com. So many merchandise and healing items there. Shipping worldwide. So why not check out the Rock Spa at therockspa.com.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
Over this holiday season, why not sit back and listen to Divine Oracle Podcast anywhere at any time? I mean, the free active Podbean. If you don't have it, it's a great Christmas gift.
This Christmas, why not shop with Haunted Live Podcast underneath their Etsy store? There's so much there, such as crystals, plants and names, and way more items all together. Shop with Haunted Live Podcast, Etsy Canada.
Alrighty, so yes, just a quick little note. Since Canada Post is officially on strike, UPS though, if you do get parcels from UPS, they are a little bit behind schedule. That we will be shipping out through UPS until Canada Post does get back actually to work. It's a great cause though that they're actually out on strike because they haven't got paid within the past 10 years. So yes, yes, that's how long Gypsy Lady, Canada Post hasn't got paid. So there she is, just drinking her good water on camera.
It's still got a little bit of iron in it. I didn't realize we were on camera.
Yes, we are. I told you that we were doing YouTube. So yeah. It's like, yes, you look gorgeous always, girl, even if you have
bless you.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about Krampus. We're going to be talking about the legend and some other stuff though that a lot of people don't understand to do with Krampus. So we're going to be taking a look actually at that. I'm going to get Gypsy Lady even just to start with.
You know, I was thinking about it and having read different things about Krampus leaving stones, sticks, whatever for bad children, naughty children. And we were always told if you don't behave, you'll get a lump of coal in your stocking. And I think that goes back to the Krampus thing.
Yes,
so,
and it's true though. Well, it's surprising though, Krampus is actually older than Santa Claus, and a lot of people don't realize that. But yeah, he is way older than Santa.
Well, sort of. Sort of, because it's kind of like Santa Claus himself. Santa Claus does go back different, almost to the even before the 6th century, and. But Santa Claus, as we know him, really didn't get started until the 1900s, early 1900s, when Coca-Cola first created Santa.
Yes.
The Santa that we know and love here in the States, and I think even in Canada.
Yeah, well, he is Canadian, so yes.
Oh, no wonder he's talking about his A. A.
But yeah.
Oh, that's a bad one.
So it's like, gosh. But yeah, no.
And Krampus,
go ahead.
Yeah, it does have some pagan relations, but Krampus was kind of, I don't want to say invented, but fleshed out. Maybe that would be a better way to put it. In the 17th century. So he's not that old, but there are traces of him going back into the pagan times, although it's still a little iffy,
Yes. Well, they do say that Krampus, though, is actually the demon, of Christmas. And it's funny, though, because so many people have the image of Krampus in different ways of his face.
Yeah.
I know that there is a movie called The Krampus, but they actually put it in a certain way. But nobody really knows exactly what it looks like. It's all because of the cloak. So yes, the cloak does cover his head. But can you sort of let our viewers know what it says about who's Krampus?
Who is Krampus?
Yeah.
Well, he's a very terrifying creature. And it depends on kind of where you get the image, but he's kind of like half demon and half animal, usually a goat. And he's got cloven hoofs and razor-sharp fangs and large horns protruding from his head and an abnormally long tongue. I thought maybe he was part of Kiss. And dark fur all over his body.
Yes. So
I couldn't resist that one.
So for people that are watching right now underneath YouTube or playing back actually underneath YouTube, you can see what Krampus looks like directly below Eva. Krampus is just below Eva right now.
Yeah, don't make the mistake. I am not Krampus.
No. I see that halo around you, girl.
Halo?
But yeah,
I thought it's kind of split there so it kind of looks like little horns.
That's but yeah, I love what they say though. Yeah, actually, Krampus though is basically a European. A lot of people actually know him from actually Germany.
Yeah, he's basically German. The word Krampus is a German word.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what country he's well known. But now over here in North America, there's a lot of people doing stuff for Krampus, like Krampus markets and vice versa. So it's actually all online. People are calling it actually Christkindl Market, but it should not be called that, especially at this time of year. Especially if you have around Krampus, it should be Krampus Market.
Yeah.
Right. I live in a German community originally called Berlin, but they call us Christkindl Market. And I'm like, no, wrong name. It should be called Krampus Market. So.
And how far did that go?
I'm not too sure. I haven't put that out yet, actually, within our region. But if you originally look at our history, we were called Berlin until the First War. It didn't go good, but then all of a sudden they changed it to Waterloo Region. So yes. So I don't know what else you want to sort of explain about more of Krampus with people.
Well, some, you mentioned the fact that it's the pagan traditions. Excuse me. But Krampus is found, I don't want to say Krampus himself, but a type or a similar creature wanders through Norse mythologies.
Yeah.
Even Greek mythologies, they often associate it with Pan, which I always thought Pan was a good person, not a whatever. And the Celtic horned figure, and I'm not even going to attempt to say the name. And like I say, Norse, Austrian, and others in the whole Northern European vicinities. in particular, like the Scandinavian, not just Norway, but Scandinavia in general, which would be Sweden, Finland, that sort of thing. And they all seem to have this creature wandering through, wandering through. But to pull it directly into what the Krampus is today, there's really no direct line. It's kind of broken here and there.
Yeah.
That means anything to people. So yeah, and the Krampus that is, I don't want to say celebrated, but used today kind of goes back to the 1800s. So it actually predates our Santa Claus or Santa Nick.
Well, it's true. It's true. I love the little article though that's actually on page number 2, the top, which is the story of Krampus, of how Krampus actually began. If you sort of want to elaborate on that, that would be good.
Well, he was a creature, a terrifying creature, and mamas and daddies would use that as a if you don't behave, the Krampus will get you. But he was a creature that accompanied Saint Nicholas on his journey through the night on Christmas Eve, and he looked a lot like another German creature, which again I'm not even going to attempt to say the name. I'm not going to.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
And actually, there is a whole class of monsters that appear during the Yuletide season. And the church decided to accept the Krampus concept to show a contrast between good and evil, which is that goes through all of Christianity. Here's the good, here's the evil. And Krampus is often linked to the devil, which I don't know if that would be a good one or not, but he is submissive to Saint Nicholas and appearing with chains on his ankles and wrists.
Yeah. So doesn't that sound like Bob Marley?
You know, you're right.
So that's exactly what I was thinking of. Right away, right when I actually heard about that, I was thinking about Bob Marley to actually Scrooge. But yeah, no, I know some of the legends though are actually though with this actually creature of Krampus is though that he disciplines children. Some of the old legends though is though that he's actually kidnapped the children, taken them back down to hell with actually in his actually bag, or else he's actually whipped the children. Those are two of the things I've got that goes through my head constantly. So I would never want to be dragged somewhere, especially within a bag, especially from a creature. That would be terrifying.
Well, if you were a bad boy, of course you would be taken away and done me off.
Be a bad boy.
Bad boys.
That's what you're going to do. So, yes.
But I was such a saint as a child. I never had to worry.
Mom?
My mother's on the floor laughing. Hysterically.
Yeah. Now, if we go down a little bit further, is Krampus real? Yes. What this article is indicating. Krampus is part of the Austrian legends, folklore, and traditions. In fact, many other cultures and communities also celebrate the celebration actually of Krampus.
Yes.
And
Italy has La Befana,
yes,
I believe. And Russia has Dead Moros. And Iceland, now I have heard of Gryla a couple of times. She's from Iceland and also kind of on the Finnish thing because they're all together there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Krampus is celebrated in many Europeans and even in Japan.
Yes, which is very surprising to hear those. So, yeah, basically, though, is in Japan, though, that it takes place every year on January 15th. and it's in celebration of one other great celebration. If you sort of want to let our viewers know about that great celebration.
Well, the gods visit the villages on New Year's Day, and young bachelors dress as this Namahaji.
Sorry for butchering the words.
Well, if I'm doing that and there are any Japanese-speaking people, I apologize. And they usually have demon masks and straw raincoats and shoes, and they visit the homes and ask if there are any disobedient or lazy children that live there. And it's to remind these children to be good all the year round, or we're going to come back and get you.
Yeah. It's like
get you.
Yeah.
So, it's something that's celebrated around the world.
Yeah.
Around the world.
It's like
and it's kind of interesting that how similar some of these things are, and they basically are a world apart.
Yeah, especially with North America. North America here, we believe though that Santa Claus, if you're bad, you're given coal.
Yes.
That you don't get any gifts at all. Right? It's all because you were bad throughout the year. Now, looking actually at everything and Krampus so far, you can sort of see the resemblance actually if you're here in North America. But if you're in a different part of the world, Krampus though is actually different. But yeah, Krampus though is well known to basically come Christmas Eve before Santa comes and actually take away the children. So there's a celebration beforehand, which is actually the 5th of December, and it's the celebration actually of him so that you know this more or not, basically.
Okay, you're probably more up on this than that, but is there a similar being in indigenous beliefs?
Well, indigenous beliefs, though, we kind of do believe, though, that there is actually good and bad.
Uh-huh.
Right? But again, though, is Christmas, though, for us, though, is more church-related.
Okay.
Because you look at the word Christmas has Christ actually in it.
Yes, it does.
So, but for us, though, for our history, there was not at all originally actually stuff like that. There was a celebration of it, but not to do with what it is nowadays.
Okay.
So yeah.
So they didn't have the Krampus kind of character wandering around.
Not that I'm aware of.
Of course, there is the Wendigo.
Yes. And Wendigo, yes, never want to meet him. That's like so. I love the portion about debunking myths. I'm sorry if I'm getting you to do a lot of reading, but you
That's
know exactly
okay.
why. So yeah, if you sort of want to let our viewers know about debunking.
Debunking. Well, the person who wrote this said that he could not find some of the traditions that are claimed to be pagan traditions and witches and, that sort of thing. But there doesn't seem to be that big connection. There's similarities, but it's not that.
Yeah.
And they claim that Krampus has Norse origins. Gosh. And again, there's no direct connection between that. And no one seems to be able to make that big connection, although there is a book called Krampus the Yule Lord, and you will find credible sources there that can say yes. Or there are some, I should say, but still they're not exactly making that big connection. So and it could be just kind of like the Santa Claus thing where we take the legend and expand on it. We take the Krampus and expand on it.
Yeah.
And make it more wicked than he really was.
So, and I love the other portion, which is what is basically the Krampus. Right underneath it.
Krampus cartoon?
Yeah.
Cartoon?
Yeah.
It's a vintage greeting current Krampus. It is a vintage Krampus greeting card, and it makes the depiction of Krampus, but it's in America. It's more American than anything. And Austria, began delivering postcards in the late 1800s with Krampus on it, and introduced Krampus to places beyond the Alps. So it was spreading the word, so to speak. And
it goes back to the 1800 time period.
The 1800s,
Yeah.
Yes. Which is,
go ahead.
that was really where they started showing what Krampus looked like. Up until then, it was iffy. You described them by words, but they were vocal. I'm trying to think of what it is. I'm drawing a complete blank.
It's okay. It's all right. It will come.
But you know, passing it down from one generation to the next.
Yes. It's like that. Well, I love what the bottom portion of that page says. Whoever.
Go ahead. You read it.
Whoever those actually. My glasses are a little bit foggy right now, so.
Oh.
It's all that heat right now.
Well, some of the portrayals were mildly offensive, which doesn't surprise me, and they frequently had sexual and racist connotations, and they really weren't Krampus himself, but they were kind of connected. And this kind of happened because people were creating these cards, and they lived in large cities, and seldom did they experience local Krampus celebrations. So they just kind of drew on basic imagery that formed in their minds.
Yeah.
And it was dependent on the church's descriptions, which often associated Krampus with the devil.
The devil, yes. Yeah. It's like so. But I wonder how churches would be nowadays, because churches back then were totally different.
Oh, yeah. Back then, good and evil were very well defined. Today, it's like they're not so defined.
Yeah.
I mean, what was considered really sinful back then, now it's like, well, that's really kind of a mental thing, so we can't have it as a sin.
Yeah. It's like so.
And don't you wonder of all those people who were sent to hell because they did a bad thing and now it's not a bad thing?
No, I know. So, well, I know one person was going to hell actually within the States. But we'll discuss a little bit more of that a little bit more. It's like but yeah, the very last one to do with Krampus. So blending Krampus folklore with actually holiday cheers is now beloved actually traditions that adds depth with history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like using Krampus actually in decorations, ads, and a bit more earlier stuff. Basically though, is bringing more forward nowadays. Where are these few ideas to help us get started? So basically though have you seen any Krampus ads at all? I know I have. And again, those, if you want to watch one good movie though, it's kind of, I look at it, it's like, as a comedy. It's called Krampus.
I've heard of that one.
But Krampus movies have so many different names altogether. There's so many different versions actually of Krampus movies. But the one that I like though actually has the mother in it, and she was actually on 2.5 Men.
Oh.
So yes, there is one actress actually in there that's actually in the movie, but she plays actually as the mother. But yes, that's one great movie though I do like. We've actually had somebody joining us here on the Podbean. Don't worry, I have not forgot about you. And this is Crazy Lady. So Crazy Lady lives over in, I'm going to spell it out to you. It's Liche. It's right where she lives.
Yeah.
Liche. So that must be over in Germany area.
Okay.
I presume. I'm not 100% sure. I do apologize, Crazy Lady. But yeah, that's what she actually indicated. So she does celebrate Krampus quite a bit, what it sounds like. But yeah, Krampus though is one of those, I would say Greek mythology. I don't know if you would agree with me. Okay, right. So Gypsy Lady, for people listening in, she's like so. How would you describe him?
Me?
Yeah.
I would say Krampus is more Central Northern European, which is quite a ways away from the Greek. The Greeks, they have that though.
Yes.
It could, some of the origins, but maybe the influences of it as it was developed came from the Greeks, but no.
Yeah.
No, I would say it has more of that Germany.
Swastika?
Yeah.
Okay. That's like so. But yeah, so that's actually due to Krampus. There's a lot of great history out there. If you want to be able to find out more, check out with your own local libraries. And there's a lot of great things so that you can actually find all together. Now, what I was saying about earlier, somebody actually in the States, though, that probably go to hell, all right, with Krampus, is Donald J. Trump. Well, especially from what's going actually on right now, actually, he's done so wrong, and it's actually catching up to him.
Yes, it is.
So,
but it was funny. He is in France right now for the opening and rededication of Notre Dame, and I thought, God, I hope he doesn't go there. It's going to catch fire again or fall in on him. I don't know.
It's like
I'm a bad girl. Krampus is going to give me a lump of coal.
It's like but yeah, no, with what's going on with him though lately though is he thinks he can take over Canada. Nope. Think he can take over top of Switzerland. Nope. But they've actually proven though that the Russians actually did have influence and also involved and intertwined with the U.S. election and also with Switzerland. So doesn't that make it once everything is proven and he's kicked out of the job, doesn't Kamala get the job right away?
No. No. It'd go to Vance before anything.
Okay.
But I don't know if you're familiar or if you've been up on the news and what's been happening in New York. Excuse me. CEO of one of the big health companies was assassinated.
Okay, no, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yes. And they haven't been able to find the assassin. And apparently he left New York, and they have no idea where he's at. And when he was just getting ready to kill the man, he was on his phone.
Okay.
And there's been debates about who he was talking to. And now the theory is out there that he is part of a larger organization, and billionaire CEO are going to start having to look over their shoulders and have security with them all the time. Because these people are taking the money from off the backs of poor people and living the high life. I mean, look at what some of these people have been doing. And you talk about karma. Yeah. I think that's a part of it. And maybe Krampus will really do a number on all of them.
Hopefully, it's like that. So, but yeah, no. For those who have actually joined in halfway through, I did lose my father actually on Krampus Day when that there is December 5th. I am starting to raise funds actually for the Canadian Dementia Society, or even if you guys live in the States, this is also for you guys, or even other countries. Get involved, donate. Dementia, though, is one of the top killers nowadays, actually, for seniors. And there is no research at all being done. So I do encourage you guys to donate some funds. If you guys want to for the Canadian Society, go through the Haunted Live podcast, go into Divine Oracle podcast location, and donate that way. That money's going to go to CHMA. And Gypsy Lady even indicated a couple great things for the state. So you want to mention those ones?
Oh, I have to look them up. I don't have them, but I know there are some good ones. Yeah. And please donate, because this is something, it just doesn't affect the person. It affects the family. It affects friends. It's not just there. It's everywhere. And there's a lot of people out there who are affected by this.
Yeah. So we do say thanks a lot to everybody that's joined in, and let you guys know, though, that this coming Wednesday, which will be December, I got to pull up the calendar right now, so I do apologize for this. The date will be December the 11th. We have another great show that's coming up that we're going to be doing directly on Podbean. And this one here deals with Nostradamus. It deals with Sister Bernadette, I think her name is. I do apologize if I cut that out. And also a couple other famous people, what their predictions are for 2025 and what they've actually predicted in the past and what's come true. So we do encourage you guys actually to take part. And if you guys have not checked out Podbean is a free app though. And there's a lot of great views actually on there. We've got over 500 shows altogether on there, though, that we have. We're right now actually in season 4. Did you realize that? Yeah, so
we've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah. I know, it feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, no, we've only been doing this, what, a couple years?
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
4 years? Oh, shice.
Yeah.
That's a good German word.
So we are in 4 years, so we do say thanks a lot to everybody that has tuned in. And
yes, it's been a hoot. I have enjoyed it. I've just had a good time with it, and I've enjoyed seeing the comments that people have made, and we have made a couple connections with some of the listeners, and yeah, it's a good thing.
So, all right, well, you guys take it easy. We'll talk to you guys later.
Talk with you then. Have a great one. And thank you for your time.
The Rock Spa. Wonderful location to check out. Check out their website at therockspa.com. So many merchandise and healing items there. Shipping worldwide. So why not check out the Rock Spa at therockspa.com.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
Over this holiday season, why not sit back and listen to Divine Oracle podcast?